Oh, oh my God, look at me. I look like a fucking haggard. I feel haggard. I feel okay today. I feel okay today. Very clear-headed, very attentive. Wonders the benefits of daily mescaline use. You could use mescaline, I'm sure, every single day of your life, and on the very last day of your life, it would still be an untenable experience if you were habited in the middle of society. No, no. So, in order to understand the nature of the phenomenon, you have to. I hate that every fucking conversation about dimensionality has to begin this way. But honestly, like, Edwin Abbott was a fucking master fucking genius. I don't know how he, like, was prepared enough for the zeitgeist that would follow his amazing book called Flatland. I wish some conversation would begin without having to discuss Flatland. But just for those of you who don't know, Flatland is a tale about a cop and his friend who discover that there is a vast conspiracy, a criminal conspiracy, where the mob is trying... I'm just joking. That's not the premise of Flatland. Flatland is a book written by a guy named Edwin Abbott, where he describes a world essentially where construction paper people exist, and construction paper people are two-dimensional, right? Oh God, I gotta premise all this. 0 dimensions, a dot. Let's see if we can get that right. A dot. And if you stretch that dot out to 1 dimension, you get a line. You pull it at right angles to itself. You get a line. And then if you pull that line at right angles to itself, you get a plane. And then if you pull that plane at right angles to itself, you get a cube. 0, 1, 2, 3. And then the 4th dimension, we live in a space-time continuum, is called time, which is another direction which allowed all of what I've said previously to unfold and, become what it is in your mind right now. There are things in my sentence the previous sentence that suggest that maybe there are other dimensions which we are unaware of because they're so tightly spiraled within space-time as to be imperceptible to most people. However, people are growing new senses every day. Every single day we're growing new senses. If, imagine what it's like for a goo creature on the bottom of the ocean floor, to grow a new sense. There's nothing, and then suddenly, boom, 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 and it just gets louder and louder, or it hurts, or you feel it vibrate more and more and more, and then suddenly you open your eyes and you realize that you're being eaten by a fucking barracuda and you die. As an epilogue to everything I just said, if you are ever so slightly pivoting into a dimensionality that is invisible to most people because they don't possess the sense mechanism, and the sense mechanism that allows people to do this is well documented now. We know what it is. It's a part of the brain called the whatever, look it up. It's a part of the brain that people are finding, or scientists are finding, physicists are finding, biologists are finding, allows people to remote view, which is a retrocausal effect, and it makes those people suddenly able to see, apparently, craft that are flying around. So I always assumed, if evolution isn't the lie, then we should have by now developed some form of defense mechanism that would allow us to at least camouflage ourselves or hide from whatever it is that's like causing us harm. And if they weren't causing us harm, then we wouldn't have to develop the senses necessary to do that. So since we have developed the senses to do that, then it is very clear to me now that at least some of them are causing us harm. But, I mean, this fucking part of the brain's its mechanism's pretty fucking big. So apparently there's a little bit more danger than what's being, bandied about out there. Stephen Greer, there's no evidence at all that these things are causing us harm. When I just very clearly laid out to you the direct evidence why, according to the theory of evolution, which is widely taught in every school in America, despite the ridiculous fucking, just because you're Baptist, don't doom humanity to being eaten by some predator from another dimension. Life has become unmanageable in America, and in any place where Western civilization is the bedrock of your foundational beliefs. It's people are so stupid, dude. That's the reason. People are just dumb. It's not their fault. If you're born a fucking dum-dum, what are you gonna do? You're not even smart enough to fucking know that you're a dum-dum. In which case you're going to be a dum-dum forever, because it's like you're living in a dum-dum world. A dumb world. And so it should come as no surprise to anybody with, an inkling of an understanding of what it means to, seek higher knowledge, that the world is largely peopled by the dum-dums. And it's their world. It's a dum-dum world. It is a dum-dum, dummy-dum, dum-dum world. And we're just in it. Don't do extra work. That suggests that you enjoy this life, that you enjoy the horror of existence. And if you enjoy the horror of existence, then existence is gonna help you realize your joy. God is great. God is fair. But you are a dum-dum. And you must always keep that in mind. I am a dum-dum. I love myself, but I am a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum. Me, Chad, I am a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum, 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 dum. I can speak well, I'm fairly intelligent, I've got a really great wealth of creativity, but ultimately, because I don't perceive reality as it's meant to be perceived in totality, I am a dum-dum. It's cool. It's cool. Some dum-dums are meant to help the other dum-dums get to where they need to go, so they don't end up living in dum-dum world forever. People no longer have the symbolic framework that was maybe prevalent in the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages, necessary to understand the religion the way that the Vatican wants you to understand it, or the way, you know, because it doesn't make any sense the way it is right now. It's too all over the place. There are, and there have been attempts to explain it under models which use methods of describing something which makes it a little bit more clear. But in order to really like completely immerse yourself into a religious script, you must first build a structure based on this symbolic imagery of that time. Otherwise, nothing's going to make sense. It's going to sound fucking super schizophrenic to you. With understanding, great understanding, comes dark nights of the soul immediately. Because you have to, you might not like, you'll realize something and you'll have that epiphanous moment. And epiphanies are wonderful because they take over your whole body. But there's also neg-epiphanies where, you know, there's like a truth that you're trying to avoid, but somebody just keeps doing everything that is necessary, like in a really bad way, to make you remember like why you don't like them. Epiphanies are when you leave a problem that you don't understand for your subconscious, and however long it takes for your fucking supercomputer brain to figure out the answer, and depending on how well that answer figures with your other answers, the level of the epiphany will be that result. And anyone who says that there's no new thing under the sun can suck my dick. It actually just occurred to me. This is awesome. You know how the fundamentalists, Christians, believe that our world was created, I forget, but it was just some bizarre amount of time. Like, there's no way that this is when the universe was created. Well, okay, it's when our universe was created. Our universe, not the universe. Because the story from which the genealogy arises is an anthropogenesis, right? Which means it is the account of the creation of mankind's society, our current belief system. That's what it is. There's, at the beginning of the Bible, there's a what is it? It's a cosmogenesis, you fuckwit, right? That's the beginning of the universe. That's why there's a second account in Genesis later, the Garden of Eden, the anthropogenesis. I think I'm saying that right. It's either anthrogenesis. No, it's anthropogenesis. And wow, that's very obvious now. In which that story, it lists the genealogy from man to, or from Adam to us, I guess, using simmer down, brush fire, Adam to Noah. But the fundamentalists will latch onto that and say, well, it means that the world was created. It means everything, the sun, the moon, even though there's clearly tons of scientific data suggesting otherwise, people are just fucking dum-dums. Sorry, I apologize. Don't be retarded. So anyways, what that means is that, because I can never pinpoint the date of when the turn began, but apparently they know when it began, when we turned away from nature, or at least when this specific kind of sect of Western civilization did, because I suspect that it happened in many different places, all kind of in the same time period. I need to find out when fundamentalists, Christians, believe that the physical universe began, because that is in reality when the current predicament in our society began. Use your illusions, baby. Use every tool at your fucking disposal. If the government is holding on to the information that I think it's holding on to, then it's right to slow play this, because people think that these are ETs coming down from a different planet. That's not gonna ruin people's worldview. That will in no way ruin anybody's worldview. Look at the reaction you're getting from people who are looking at the craft in the sky. They know that it's not human. They know that. They don't know what it is. But if it was an extraterrestrial, they'd just be like, oh, cool, well, we need to make contact. And then things would progress from there. It wouldn't destroy everything. It wouldn't be a millionfold, no. There's a truth that's being, whose many sides are being shown to us one by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, until we have a view of the whole apple. It's not showing us the apple. It's giving us a view of one little piece of the apple until we have a totality of the apple in our minds. And then we'll put it together. And when you put it together yourself, I don't know, it's easier to digest, I think, because you're going, it's this slow process where you're like, oh, fuck. Oh, God. Like you're being spaghettified. All of your core beliefs are being spaghettified, but it's happening in slow motion and it's in your control. It's very important that everybody has this information, but to just give them immediately the picture of the whole apple would, oh, man. No, they wouldn't. People would start killing themselves, or they would shut down and go catatonic, or they wouldn't be able to, or the tough ones just wouldn't be able to operate in society anymore. They wouldn't be able to operate in society once they knew what society was, once they knew what civilization was. And it's not that the government wants to remain in power. The government's job is to take care of its people. And I believe that we're doing the best that we can as an American government. I get mad at the government a lot. I get mad at the government so much. But, it's not one person. It's a saphanoform that we've created to care for us in times of great upheaval and in war, and, to defend us. And that's what it's doing. It's defending us right now. It looks like, or it seems like, they had some council of really, really smart people that said, okay, we need to stop. We need to see what's happening. We need to take the data and just, it's going to be very hard for people to digest this. I mean, the presidents who were given access to this shit were weeping for weeks. They were very distraught. Very distraught. Fucking Kamala was given fucking a gatekeeper meeting. It's like right when fucking Trump started coming back on the scene. You could look at her, dude. She looks like she was fucking, like someone just spent a month just whipping her spirit and soul with a chain. Should be asking a question. Yeah, welcome. This is the reality that you get to govern for the next 4 years. Fuck. Carter said, I don't want my kids to grow up in this world. This isn't what I imagined. Yeah, if it's what I think it is, they're damn right. They're damn right. I'm not saying that no extraterrestrial species has landed on Earth, but that's not what the phenomenon is, because the phenomenon is so, it's a myriad of different things, But they're all connected. I know you're not supposed to say that things are connected just because they're similar, and that's true. But after years of research, I made the connection of not just one or two things were connected to one or two other things. There's a network of really disturbing trends and facts and historical data, which there's two truths that are far enough away from one another to warrant two different disclosures. There's an anthropogenesis truth and a cosmogenesis truth. I don't know which one's more fucked up. I don't know which one's more fucked up. I couldn't tell you which one's more fucked up. They're both as equally fucked as the other. We're not at a level right now to where we could... That's not true. I think that we could successfully turn this around. Like, and save everything. Or most of everything. But it would involve getting people to listen to the truth and judge for themselves. But really listen to the truth. Because people either won't hear it, don't want to hear it, or if they do hear it, it'll fucking destroy them. That's the reason they don't want to hear it or won't hear it. We very, like, on a genetic level, understand very clearly what's happening. We just do not want to acknowledge that it's there, because in doing so, it would make the thing real. We can live in an imaginary world on loop forever. It'll never end. An imaginary world forever. But the very moment that you are shown even the slightest shred of truth, real truth, as opposed to that imaginary world, or what's keeping you in that imaginary world, or whatever the truth is, it will infect you. It will infect you, and you will become the truth. Because everything else will just stop working the way it's been working previously. Whatever fond memories you've had of the imaginary world, that's what you're going to have of it. The memories. Because the world is going to start to disappear. So it doesn't take much to get people active in waking up. But like the nature of reality as it stands right now, it's like waking up and you find yourself chained to a raft, and that chain is also chaining like 20 other people to the same raft, and all of them are asleep except for you, and you can see that there are rapids ahead of you, and that there doesn't seem to be any land above the horizon, and all you can hear is a vast, terrible roar. So you gotta wake these people up. So you scream out, hey, can anybody hear me? Are you all okay? And one sleepy voice says, I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm not a spider person. And then goes back to sleep. You realize at that moment the complex and horrific nature of the world you've just woken up into.
What?